Hello and welcome to my sewing room on Tuesday, April 4th. We're gonna do some stuff today. It's gonna be a demo day, not like yesterday where we just goofed off. So tell you where we're going, what project we're working on, then we'll carry on and do the thing. That's the plan. A little while back, we started this little project. This is an Aster and project bag. Makes a little zippered pouch, but it comes with that zipper already sewn into the felt. And then there's a pocket for the front. They've done all sorts of embellishment on. And for today's edition of our project, I would like to add a little bit of detail so that when you look into the pocket, you get a little splash of color inside on that other piece of felt. So that's where we're headed today. I am going to do some background quilting on this using my design center on a Brother XP3. So for tools and things that I need today, I have got the Brother 5x7 magnetic frame. So if you don't enjoy hooping stabilizer, like stable stick, the magnetic hoops are great. They're absolutely lovely. So this is a stable stick tearaway. I don't need a whole lot of structure under the wool felt, but I need something to help hold this into the hoop. So stable stick tearaway, I have taken off the paper layer already, and that's going to stay, the stabilizer layer will stay in there. And then I've got many things on the table today, but I'm just going to set that wool felt project into the hoop, and kind of however it lands is just fine. And we're going to switch to my other camera and we'll show you how we get going with my design center on this machine. I'm going to install the hoop all the way. I'm going to be really, really careful about this zipper. If I had a little tiny bit of tape nearby, I would use it. Or I'm going to use a little bit of my tearaway tape, tearaway stabilizer from the corner to just hold that out of the way so that I don't stitch over the zipper tab. So on this machine, there's the built-in embroidery designs, which I could use, or I can go into a feature called My Design Center. I might need to just switch that camera to a little wider shot. That should do the trick. I'm going to scan the hoop so that I can see what's in there already, specifically my project. And I'm just going to do an image scan. And it's going to scan and show me exactly where this fabric is in my hoop. So it takes a little bit of a minute, but it's essentially just taking a picture of the entire hoop, little bit by little bit. So we get a pretty high detailed photo. And on the background there, we can see that lovely gray background. And what I would like to do from here is to give myself a little box inside of this that I can fill with a background fill. So I'm going to select a shape. And I think I need roughly, nope, I want to use that kind of shape where I just have a fill on the inside, not an aligner on the outside. So this first option in here, this would be an outline around something. This would be a fill inside something. And that third option would be a fill and an outline. I don't think I need the outlines for what I want to do. So I'm just going to grab, that. Kind of a almost rectangle. And then it looks to be like not quite the right size. So I'm going to use my rotate. Not quite the right orientation. And right now that red box is hanging out just a little too big. So I'm going to change the size down as well. Over just a little bit. can move it with my finger on screen. Pretty close to the right size though. I'm just going to rotate a little bit more so it's lining up a little bit more on top. And then I think we need to make it a little bit longer. So I can change the size of this object and keep the aspect ratio the same, so change it length and width at the same time. Or I can change just one or the other. Pretty good approximation is good enough here. I'm going to go into the paint bucket. I'm going to go into the background stitching, and I'm going to select one of the built-in background quilting designs that is on here. The XP3 has built-in designs as well. You're able to import background quilting designs produced out of PE Design 11 software. I think those leaves are kind of funky. We're going to select those leaves. And I'm going to be stitching this with orange thread, so I'm just going to preview it with orange thread as I go. Use the paint bucket to fill that whole area right on screen with that stitching. And then I think that's probably pretty close to what I want. I'm just going to hit memory here, save that to the machine. So in case I want to come back and make changes, I can. And then I'm going to hit next, and this allows us to select the finer details of this background stitching that we've produced. First things first, the top of the bag is along the right hand side of the screen there, so I'd like to rotate this about 90 degrees in that box and have my leaves go up and down. First thing I'd like to do, and we could leave the size this way. Or we could, I'm going to make the size just a little bit smaller. I'll give you another preview. There's some other options to outline around this. I am going to turn the outline on. And then it will stitch all the way around that outline as I go. And there's options to do a random shift in this pattern, which can be really super interesting. And each time you recalculate, it changes things up a little bit. So that looks just a little bit more organic in that quilting. There's a few other changes we can make. We can offset our rows and columns in this pattern just a little bit. I'm not going to do that right now. And we could change the line thickness. I don't think I need this super thick, so I'm just going to leave it in that standard single run thickness. I think that's what I'll do. And then if I'm happy with how this is set up, I'm going to hit set. And this will convert all that work I've just done in my design center into an actual embroidery design that I have opened in the embroidery side of the machine now. And once more, I could take a scan of the hoop. I want to be extra sure that I'm not getting too close to my zipper. Close on that. I'm just going to go into edit. I think this needs like a slight more rotation that way. And a slight move that way. It needs to be slightly longer this way, which is actually, nope. think I'm happy with the layout there. I can hit embroidery. And then as my final double check on this machine, I can use the projector to project the image down onto my fabric. It might not show up on camera here, just bear with me a moment. We'll show that over there. Super light, but I can see it. Stitching goes around there. It's right along the bottom. Just inside there. It doesn't quite extend that way, so. We're as high up in the hoop as we can go. The zippered bag is kind of the same size as the stitching area on this. A little bit of overlap on both sides. See the very edge of my stitching right there. Change which part is projecting. And right up at the top. Okay, we're about even all the way around. We're just maxed on space in this hoop with this project. So, without further ado, I'm going to hit stitch and stitch this cool little fill that we made using my design center. Design center background quilting is a really cool way if you need a quilted piece for in another project, like you're making a quilted tote bag and you need to pre-quilt any pieces before assembling your tote bag. Even if you're just doing plain fabric, embellishing with the My Design Center stitches is so cool. give extra texture to something that maybe doesn't have it, then use it. Use this pattern for something else. It's very cool. And just like that, it's done. So we've got all that really cool background quilting that's going to sit in behind my pocket. Pocket's going to hang out just over top of it. So you're just going to get a sneak peek of it in behind, which I think is going to be adorable. So why not? And then this is just a tearaway stabilizer that I used. Protecting the stitches. Take it right out of the hoop. Lift the great little magnets off. Except the days where your fingers don't want to catch underneath them. Don't need that little stabilizer there. There we go. Let's go back to this camera for just a moment. There's that great background quilting, all designed to fit in the little project I have, with just the right amount of crazy, wonky, random pattern to the leaves so it doesn't look like everybody else's leaves. And then we'll add the pocket. Someday when we finish this project. No promises as to when that'll be. I can think of at least 2 more things it needs to have. Someday it'll be done. Other things that are in behind me, we have a line of fabric called Color Wheel. It's not brand new to us, but it was bright and cheery and felt like the fabric I wanted today. And then Dawn has restocked our supply of A Tale of Two Gnomes quilt kits. So if this was a quilt kit that you kind of had your eye on, they are in stock again. Patterns are here. Fabric is ready to go. It makes an adorable gnome quilt. Show you just a couple blocks. Look at the cute gnomes. So cute. So quilt kit is here. And you could use some of that background quilting. And maybe edge-to-edge quilting to finish that quilt. There's options. Thank you for joining me today. Come back another day for another session with our Aster and Anne project. Or 2, maybe 3. We're close. We're getting close to done. But there's no rush. We're going to see how many more things I can fit. I see a tiny little bit of gray felt back in there you left. So we'll fill that up. Have a great evening, everybody.